Thanks, Cabello, for that introduction. I think we had a little bit of a chat earlier, and so he was saying, do you think this thing can work? And so we're trying something different, and we're trying to look at how we take dance and learn from it in terms of technology and innovation. I would have liked to start what the minister said this morning, because it was too late, I couldn't change my slides. And he said every procurement must be a strategic decision. And I think this is what we're going to get out today. But I want to land on this that says you haven't experienced legacy. If you haven't experienced legacy, you will believe you are innovating. If you haven't experienced legacy, you will believe you're innovating. I tried to use ChatGPT, I tried to use Copilot to see who made the statement. Unfortunately, today the statement is made by us. It's a collective that will make this particular statement. I started at 8 years old understanding legacy. My dad was very busy in terms of working throughout the week. I was the last born, and so I only had the opportunity on Sundays to spend with him. And so I spent it at his place of work. And so my introduction to legacy was a giant mainframe computer that took maybe 2 or 3 rooms, and it had a small screen that was green. And that particular screen had a game. I'm not a big horse racing fan, but it had a horse racing game on it. And every Sunday I would go to this workplace and play this game. So I understand where legacy is coming to where we are today. So what is legacy? Legacy is, for instance, if you have a learning management system and you're saying now we can add quizzes and we can be able to do this in a learning management system, this is legacy. If you are taking your attendance on a register and then you said, now guys, we are taking this on an Excel spreadsheet, this is legacy. Legacy is, we were speaking to another client a few weeks ago that said, we have our timetables, and then we put it together on a PDF. And so this is innovation for them. But this is legacy. And so today, we want to try and use dance. And we're going to cover a dance journey from traditional dancing to a transition to fusion. It's important to follow that journey, also to participate, because we'll pick some learnings from it, and we'll be able to paint that picture in terms of the journey from legacy to innovation. I want you to focus on a few things in terms of this journey. Look at the people. And I think a few weeks ago, because music has a bit of heritage, especially for South Africans, last week we celebrated Heritage Day. And I learned something from young people, and they wanted to know the Khoisan language under our coat of arms. Who knows what that means? You don't have to understand the ancient language the Khoisans had. What is that? What is under the coat of arms, and what does that mean? This is our heritage, yeah? What does it mean? Yes. Diverse people unite. And so music has that ability from where we grew up to have that ability to create that unity. So with the first act of the dancers that will come forward, I want you to look carefully around these four parts, around the people. Have a look at the people. We talk about diversity. Have a look at the people that are dancing. This is where we're going to pick up some learnings. Have a look at the rhythm. I think African people, except for myself, have a rhythm, have a beat. I don't know where I lost this over the time. Look at the coordination, because this is going to be important. These are lessons we're going to draw in terms of technology. And then finally, look at the silos. And so, let's begin the dance.
Uyakusasa amanye amandla Mabelela mngane wami Sophumelela izwa ngami Entombi yethu sinikiwe So uyakusasa amanye amandla Oh Nkosi izwa imithandazo yabantwana bakho Ehlisa umoya wakho wempumelelo Izwa imithandazo yabantwana bakho Nkosi sikelela Izwa imithandazo yabantwana bakho Ehlisa umoya wakho wempumelelo Izwa imithandazo yabantwana bakho Nkosi sikelela na Aloshikana ishililo ay liyo kala nini ngecilo uzozixolela zonke lezono ngoba sihlala kunzima kunjani ngomso moyo ingawe inyembezi singabi namandla mihle no satani athukuthela tiketele sicela kape nomnifukeli mindeni thando lakho lushane izwa imithandazo yabantwana bakho ehlisa umoya wakho wempumelelo izwa imithandazo yabantwana bakho Nkosi sikelela
the homework, but let's try and pick up a few points from the dance. It's going to be interactive. It's a workshop. If this is how we're going to build this transition, what are we picking up from the people that we've seen? Diversity, yeah? That's telling us that legacy has a way of changing things, yeah? To move from legacy to transition, it's a means of changing. The rhythm was slightly different, right? Yeah, what are we learning from the rhythm?
The different cultural beliefs.
Yes, the different cultural beliefs. What is it? It's showing us that the moves in the different cultures were quite simple for those who can dance, other than myself, but they were quite simple moves. If we asked everybody to get up and say, let us try and copy these moves for whatever culture that you belong to, it'll be a little bit easier, right? To try and, I won't try and act something, but to try and act, and that's leading to the coordination, right? So it's quite simple, this kind of dance. But there was something that I want to land on. There was something unique about it. And it's around silos. So yet, there were three different types of, let's call it traditional dancing. But it was kind of coordinated because the music made it coordinated. But it was actually three things in silos. What is this telling us about legacy? It's telling us that legacy sometimes, or most times, are making us feel that we are innovating, but we are still operating in silos. And that's the first thing that I want to cover in terms of dance. We want to talk around the predictable steps, yeah? Predictable steps is things that we know, we're used to it, this makes sense, let's stick at it at our universities. Basic coordination, it kind of works, so let's stay with that. It works. We're holding on to this particular tradition. So legacy systems, I mentioned a few legacy systems, and I don't want to make it too technical because I want us to take home what we call show and tell. If I ask for a show of hands, Who enjoyed show and tell in school? When somebody had to take something to school and explain it and say this is a show and tell, we were very excited about show and tell. Is this an old dance floor? Tradition, this we're talking about, we're out of Heritage Month now, but we're talking about tradition. Is this an old dance floor? I'll talk about one of these, maybe two of these items that you see on the screen. Loss efficiency. We met with the university about a week ago, and they said, I think everything is fine in terms of where we are. And so I asked one question is, what if we save you 3,000 hours for just registration? We are registering students in 2026 that's coming. What if we save you 3,000 hours? This suddenly changed the thinking around saying we must stay on legacy. The last thing I want to cover here is that legacy creates single points of failure. And so single points of failure then make us very reactive. If you look at your colleagues and those universities that you're interacting with and trying to say, what are you doing? It's creating single points of failure. This is exactly the same as the dance we saw. Yet in the different cultures that you have seen, it still created some single point of failure. There was some miscoordination. Why? Because of the different dance styles. And lastly, of staying on the old dance floor is the students. I think outside, someone mentioned earlier, fees must fall. The students are maybe the most neglected. Why? The administrators want to do things or implement systems that can help them do things quicker. The academics really want to spend their time on teaching. And so if just looking at those two personas, we end up where students get the tail end of the stick. Now we talked about tradition. I want us to move our minds to transition. And in the transition phase, it's going to be interactive. We're going to pick some, I think Cabello said there's some vouchers here. And so those who are going to participate, we are going to learn from the participation. This is a show and tell exercise. So let's move to the transition phase.
Is my mic on? Can you guys hear me? Are you sure? Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Oh, you'll sound like, I believe you guys had lunch before this. Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like everyone's like, ugh, blood sugar levels are a bit low. So let's get that energy up. Let's get the blood flowing again. We're going to do something a little bit different from what I think everyone's expecting from dancers, and that is to dance. But you're not watching us this time. This time you're dancing with us. So if I can invite all of you to come and join me on stage. And if you don't want to come on the stage, that's fine too. You can dance down here, but you have to come here. You have to come, you have to share in the energy. Quickly, quickly. Ishanji, please come through. I see you are already getting up. That's great. Yeah, let's do it. So while everybody is assembling, I'd like to call my two beautiful dancers, colleagues, wonderful, amazing women. This is Tabang. Can we make some noise for Tabang? And Marlies. Yes. So they are going to be assisting with the dance moves. If you need them to, give some clarity or anything like that, just give them a holler and they'll be like, cool, I'm here to help. Okay, brilliant dance teachers, so you can't go wrong. Okay, so does anyone have any dance experience here? Yes, definitely. Someone has danced at some point at someone's birthday party or wedding, whether you remember it or not. Okay, so do we know our right hand? Right, do we know our left hand? Do we know our right leg? Do we know our left leg? Do you know what your hips are? Can you put your hands on your hips? Right, nice and stern and angry. Bend those knees. Get the hips going. Get a nice little rotation. Yeah, there we go. Come on, bend those knees some more. You can rotate more. Go a little bit lower. Ishan, you're not even trying at this point. I don't even know what's going on. Okay, right. So let's do this. This is going to be the right side of the room. That's going to be the left side of the room. So when I do this and I say right, don't be confused. It's correct. Okay, right. So first we're going to go lean out to the right, lean out to the left.
Just a quick announcement. Who is participating the most and is good at dancing will win the prize.
Ah, see, your winners twice.
So the judge is Africa and myself. So dance away.
Wonderful, thank you for that. You see, so you're not just losing calories, you're also winning prizes, which to me, it's 2 wins. Okay, right. So we're leaning to the right, leaning to the left, leaning to the right, leaning to the left. Now you're going to go up. You're going to go reach up with the right hand, up with the left, up with the right hand, up with the left. Now, can we do a little hop? Can we do a little hop? Just a bit cute, you're doing the things. Right, now you're going to do this. Okay, yes, there we go. And this. And now you're going to do a wave. And a wave. Another one. Wave. There we go. Wave. And now we're having a party. So your hands are going around, and your hips are going around, and everything's turning around. Okay, have we got it? All right, let's try it with some music. Right, so we're vibing. Just move. So we're gonna go nice and slow. Let's go. Reach, 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 up, 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 to the side, and wave, 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 go around, and around. Nice, well done. Thank you, DJ, stop. Very, very nice. This is a very cool group. I think I don't know about you guys, but we can recruit some dancers from here. Okay, so can we move on a little bit? Let's do a little bit more. All right. So we've gone around 2, 3, 4. Then we want to do kick and step. Kick and step. Kick and step. Kick and step. All right. Then your hands are going up, and you're going to bring it down to do this. All right? But you're going to bend when you do it as well. Right? Because what's life without spice? Right? So from here, you're going to keep your hips going side to side, and you're going to bend forward, be all cute. Do it, Ishan. You can do this. Come on, I believe in you. Right? Okay. So what have we learned that's new? With the glasses, gentlemen there. What's the new step? No, we started here with the kick. Woo! You know what's really good for memory? Almonds. Eat some almonds. Yeah, your mom was right when she said eat almonds. It's good for the memory. Okay? So we're going around, right? Remember? Then you're going to go kick and step, and kick and step. Another one, step and kick and step. All right. And then we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wiggle. All right. So we're going to go from the top with the music. How are we doing for time, by the way? We have 5 minutes left. Ooh, you guys better get yourself in the mood to win some prizes. All right. Mr. DJ, can we have the music? Thank you. Get ready. And reach, reach, reach. Up. And to the side, and and wave. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go around. 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2. There we go. Get those hips going. Last one. Nice and slow. And kick and step and kick and step. Kick and step. Kick and step. Up. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. There we go. Beautiful. Right. Do we need another round of auditions? Or have you picked your winner?
Let's do another round.
Let's do another round. All right. So that was the practice run. So this time you're performing for him. Right? We're just here to remind you guys. Cool. Are you ready, Mr. Judge? You are. Okay, great. Right, let's do it from the top. Work those hips, guys. Come and smile. To the side. Up. Wave. Go around. Again. Come on, work those hips, guys. Breathe. Last one. Let's go. Kick and step and kick and step. Kick and step. Kick and step. Wiggle. Come. Nice and cute. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Woo! Well done. That was awesome. Okay. While they are busy, while the judges are busy doing their thing,
We
you
know
ready?
exactly who's going to be, unless you want to do something else.
Yes. The one thing I want to do is say a very big thank you to eGrowth for having us here, making a party out of this. So I hope you all enjoy the conference and have an awesome time and enjoy our last performance in 2 minutes. Okay, and please give yourselves a round of applause.
And a round of applause for the dancers as well. Thank you very much, guys. You've been amazing. So we're going to give away 3 of the 5 prizes for the moment. 2 of them are 500 Rand each for Edgar's, and the third one is 500 Rand for Woolworths. All of that courtesy of House of Graduates. We consulted, we concurred, we dialogued, and thankfully there was no battle for, hierarchy. The first prize for sheer enthusiasm and outstanding sense of participation, a lady in the bright orange and green and all of that. Congratulations. Here's 500 Rand for you. What's your name?
Tebogo from the University of Venda.
Are you generally a person who likes dancing?
Yes, I love it.
And you are learning something, right?
I did.
Fantastic. And then the second one, just guys, as a tall person, you have no idea how uncomfortable it is to make the moves. And this gentleman was at the back, and he was wearing the broadest smile on his face. Some of the movements he was not aligning with everyone else, but he was having a lot of fun. And so for that alone, here's 500 Rand Edgar's vouchers for you, good sir. What's your name?
Tato Ntotso from the University of the Free State.
And are you generally a dancer, or was this the first time you ever got a dance instruction?
Yes, that was the first time thing.
And what made you decide you're going to go up and do it, as opposed to doing what some of us were doing, which is just to sit down?
Just for fun, just to go there and have fun. I mean, yes, we are here to interact with all the colleagues from different institutions. So I just decided, let me go and have fun.
And you've earned yourself 500 Rand. Congratulations, good squire. And then the final one, where are you? Where are you? Ah, there he is. Foitoch. We have to, what did you say earlier? That, you know, in Africa we all have rhythm, right? And if there's one person in this entire breakaway room number 1 who showed, there seemed to be a case of I'm fighting against the movement. which was wholly entertaining, incredibly rewarding, and for that alone, you get 500 Rand Woolworths vouchers. What's your name?
Okay, I'm Rian Milan. I'm from University of Stellenbosch.
Have you ever danced ever a day in your life?
Yeah, I tried to, but there's too little rhythm here. I mean, I need some rhythm. Then I'm a bit looser.
Rhythm, by definition, is alcoholic beverage. Would it be a Clippies and Coke kind of rhythm?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And what music would you generally be dancing to?
Hop, spinnekop.
You were absolute fun to watch. Thank you very much. Enjoy the vouchers. Congratulations, everybody.
So much, Africa, for that, and Capello. I hope you enjoyed that interactive dancing. I think what was interesting about it is that the song was so fresh, right? It's suddenly, I'm not discounting our traditions, but the song was so fresh. That was the first thing that I can pick up on it. What else that you thought that from the dancing of tradition to the transition, what made it? Someone said it was fun, yeah? What else did you pick up from the difference now? One thing. Coordination. And was it difficult? Because, of course, we were looking at the dances. From where we were sitting, it didn't look quite difficult. It looked like everybody was part of this dance crew. It was so well coordinated. And so this transition is what I want to land on in terms of saying, how do you transition to innovation? And that'll be the last dance. And the first part is important. You need to transition with the right partner. The lead dancer said, guys, you were just great. Why? Because you were the right partner. And it's important to choose the right partner. And this is the first thing on how to handle that transition. Because we had fun, because we were the right partners in this particular instance. The second thing, someone mentioned collaboration. It didn't matter whichever part of tradition that you started off with. But there was collaboration, right, on the transition. So this wasn't something that was difficult for us to get in terms of collaboration. The third, how do we link data? Because we're always talking about data. How are we linking data? If we start looking at this group, and maybe we go to the first presentation, I think it was Dr. Zah, who liked those many graphs that nobody could read, and all those graphs, and we all could try to see, like, what's going on here? Is this economy bursting or what's happening? And then he gave us that kind of data. That would be great if somebody took the data off here today. And if somebody used this and said, what will propel us? As much as the minister spoke about vocation and academics and how do we bring this blend, how do we make this happen? It's us that can make that happen. It's us creating that data that makes it future-proof. What I loved about the judges, Kabelo and Africa, and when they selected those that won the prize, it doesn't mean everybody, others lost. But what I liked is that they looked at concerns, right? Different people's ability, and they said, okay, it's not just for the person who like jump on the stage and like, this is me, guys, whatever. They looked at various people and they addressed, said, okay, yeah, this person, yes, this person has a place. Let me understand that place. And so this transition from legacy to innovation, this transition requires us to understand each other. And the biggest understanding is around what we call in universities, there's a tripartite. I would not say it's the Trinity, it's not, but it's a tripartite. It's the academics, and the academics want something. They want some less work, and they want to be able to just focus on lecturing. That's what they're focusing on. And then it's the admin. They always want to make sure that things are being done better. And then it's the students. Students are in the era of TikTok and Instagram. And why are we still providing assessments that look just like the exam paper somebody like myself, just the other day, was writing an exam? And this is now how I want to deal with the transition. We will now move to the last part. We are almost at the end. If I'm looking here at the time in front of me, we are at the last part in terms of saying, what can we take home from this workshop? You will remember the take home because you participated. You will remember the take home because our traditions as Africans of this country, our traditions and roots where we are coming from are important. You will remember that. And so now we move into the innovation. Enjoy the last part, and then I will summarize.
Whole life have a balance.
Cabello said, I have 2 minutes. And so I'm going to round this up. And then one lucky person is going to do the summary. So if you're going to be that person that will come up and do the summary of what we learned, is going to win this great prize. 2,000 Rand voucher. So one person is going to do the summary in terms of what they learned from tradition to transition to innovation. And I will summarize like this. Admins want usability and control. Yeah? Academics want clarity and minimal admin. This is so funny, because these two are in the same place. And students want a user-friendly format. What did we learn from this dance, a fusion dance? We are learning that even this transition can create that fun aspect, but also it gives us an experience. This is the experience that can make us meet those targets that the minister, that can make us feel better about going to our institutions, that can make us drive this economy forward. And this is about fusion. Oh, this was quite intense, huh? The last part in terms of that. So I'm going to leave a few takeaways, and then somebody, not everybody jump at the same time, is going to do that. I'm sure maybe I'm going to be the one who's going to judge that, right? Yeah, so I will judge that, or I won't ask two people, but I will judge that aspect. The first, I've only got 4 points, and then I'm done. I'm looking at the timer, I'm nearly done now. 4 points. The first one, shorter implementation, greater value. So when we're looking at moving from legacy to moving to innovation, we need to look at something, shorter implementation, greater value. So find a partner that can give you greater value in a shorter period of time. The heavy lifting and lift and replace, we've seen that with our colleagues and how that works. Create value immediately. That's the first thing. The second thing, I gave you that early example of 3,000 hours. This is where there's value. Look at saying, how do we make our university better in a shorter period of time? Last 2 points. This is an important thing around flexibility and integrity. And don't miss Ishan's presentation tomorrow. He learned some moves. I'm sure he's going to start dancing. We will ask him to dance tomorrow when he starts with his presentation. And he can talk about flexibility, he can talk about integrity. And what I love about the South African culture, you can travel all over the world, and Ishan can take this back to the UK. There's nothing beats the collaborative, the collective beauty of South Africa. And so, I'm at the end with 2 points. These are our quotes, by the way. I had one at the beginning, and these are our quotes. Legacy may work nominally, but blocks growth and agility. Use migration as a catalyst, not a check.